Today I'm installing YakAttack GearTracs on the Crescent crew. I'll be including some very important tips and tricks to make this a long-lasting upgrade for your kayak. Welcome back to the channel, guys. For today's video, I'll demonstrate how to install GearTracs on a kayak. GearTracs make a fantastic addition and a must-have mod if you plan on fishing. The best part is new accessories are constantly being developed and released all the time. This installation method will work for any kayak and track system, so stay tuned for some great tips. Before we get started, if you find this content helpful, let me know by hitting that like button. If you're new to the channel and want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing. It helps us grow and keeps you from missing out on new videos. Alright, so let's get started. First up, let's get our tools together. For this install, the list is pretty short. You'll need a drill with, I believe, a 7/16 drill bit, some rubbing alcohol and a towel, a hand screwdriver, and some 100% silicone. Once you have your tools gathered, the first step is preparing the mounting area by wiping it down with some rubbing alcohol or acetone. Later in the video, we'll be using silicone, and this will help it properly adhere. After the mounting areas have been wiped down and dried, go ahead and unbox your tracks and hardware. You'll want to lay out the tracks in the positions they'll go to make sure all the pieces are accounted for and you have everything readily available for the installation. I mounted my tracks a little forward in the area, giving extra room to the slanted side of the mounting spot where you'll slide the track accessories on. When you're happy with the location you have your tracks, hold them down with one hand and start drilling through the holes in the track into the kayak. This won't take much pressure as it's plastic, so pretty much just let the drill do the work here. By drilling through the track holes, you're ensuring everything is lined up correctly. If you want to make sure the track doesn't move while you're drilling, hand tighten a screw through the first hole you drill so you know the rest are going to line up. Once the holes are drilled, remove the track and clean up the area again. Before we move on to the next steps, I want to quickly stress something very important. The screws are metal and the tracks are plastic. If you over-tighten the screws, it's going to crack the tracks. A little buffer to avoid that happening, I recommend putting a dab of silicone over each screw hole before you lay the track down. That way, when you lay the track and screw it in, the silicone seals the hole and gives you some cushion when tightening the screws so you don't have to over-tighten while still having a solid installation. Once the silicone cures, it will waterproof the hole where you drilled and hold the track in place. With some silicone dabbed over each screw hole, line up the track holes with the screw holes and place it down. Next, go ahead and hand tighten the screws into each hole. With all of the screws hand tightened in place, you can come back with your hand screwdriver and screw down the screws. You want to have them go all the way down until you encounter some resistance, then give it a slight quarter turn and stop there. Once the silicone cures, this will be a solid, long-lasting connection. After finishing the remaining tracks, there's one last step to make sure these last as long as possible. A kayak, especially a fishing kayak, is going to spend a lot of time baking in the sun. To protect against that, I applied a coating of UV protection on all the newly installed tracks. For this process, I'll be using the Turtle Wax Sealant Shine product. It has long-lasting UV protection and also provides a slick surface for letting your track accessories slide on easy. It also works great for protecting your decals as well. With the tracks installed and protected, you are good to install your accessories. I went over the accessories I'll be using in the Crescent Crew review video. I'll have that linked in the description along with any other products mentioned in this video if you want to check them out. On this track here, I'm installing the paddle holder clip. This track, I'll be installing the Cleat Mount. And finally, back here, I'm putting on the circle ties used to bungee down the crate. These accessories also respond well to UV protection, so I made sure to coat them as well. With everything cleaned, installed, and protected, these tracks should last a very long time. If you found this video helpful, let me know by hitting that like button. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're already a subscriber, welcome back. If anyone has additional tips or tricks for installing GearTracs or other suggestions for great track accessories, let me know in the comments. I'd honestly love to hear about it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.